What's up guys, TopTierYugioh here, and today I have another ABC deck profile for you guys. I played this 2 weeks ago at a regional. I went 7-2, so that's pretty good. And so I want to share the deck list with you guys. So I got 18th place, let's go ahead and get into it. For the monsters, there's 2 A's, 2 B's, 2 C's. So that's pretty standard. I don't think you want to play any more than this because you don't want to brick on the monsters. You definitely don't want multiples. You just want to see like one of these max in hanger and extender. Then we have 2 silver gadgets, 2 gold gadgets. One of the changes that I made is that I'm playing only 1 guitar and then 1 mics. So I cut down on the guitar because this is already a 46 card deck and I didn't really want to play much more like that. I guess at that point like you have 46, playing 47 doesn't make a difference, but I just wanted to cut down on this, especially because like there is a possibility of banishing this off of desires or just crazy stuff happen. Like after using the first one, you don't want the second one and it's searchable. So I felt that one was really good. I never missed the second one all day. Then after that, I played 3 Gofu. This was probably the MVP for sure. Like going second with Gofu made it so much easier because I can make like a deco talker first, or I could just force my opponent to do things because you have to stop Gofu, which is such a power play. And also the combo that I showed you guys earlier this week is also just really good, being able to draw cards. It was just insane, making firewall. And if you haven't seen that combo, I will put a link to this in the top right corner of the screen, so definitely check that out. But the Gofu play was insanely good. Next, I played 1 Thoroughblade. And so you're probably like caught off guard, you're probably like, what the fuck, what's going on? But Thoroughblade was because I played the Zoodiac engine. So with that, I also played 1 Whiptail. And Zoodiacs were also really good, and both of their actual effects came up like all day. Like there was one time where I was playing Paleo and I just could like, I could summon Whiptail, make a Zoo Xyz, and like banish his Dupe Frog, banish a Ronin Totem. That was really good. There's another time where I did this and I pierced. Another time I also like equipped them both and I attacked directly for 28, so that was cool. So these were definitely really good. And the only other 2 monsters I played were 2 Masterpieces. And this is obviously because I'm playing True Dracos. And the True Draco engine is really good because it made the deck really consistent. And a lot of opponents had problems answering Masterpiece and Buster Dragon. So if I could summon these together, I was probably winning the game. And if I could just summon like one, and if they clear that, then summon the other one, then again, it just puts too much pressure on opponents. Oh, I didn't play any hand traps because I forgot to write Maxi on my deck list. Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I had one and just didn't write it down. And I'm too poor for Ashes. And let's see, Ghost Ogre I didn't think was that good for the event. So, yeah, no hand traps.
You didn't need him yet. Spirals weren't a thing.
True. For the spells, 3 hanger, 3 more hanger, and let's see, not 2, but 3 more hangers. So this is really good. I want to play the maximum number of hangers because I realized with this deck, like, sure you're playing a lot of bricks. Like, you're playing cards like Oracle, that's kind of a brick. These can be bricks sometimes. These are bricks. Let's see, that's a brick. Like you have a lot of bricks, but none of these bricks matter if you draw hanger. So any of these, or except for this, like that doesn't work. But as long as you draw hanger and anything else, it doesn't matter if you brick. Like I just didn't want to worry about not playing enough bricks. I wanted to be sure I had enough hangers and extenders, and it worked out really well for me. And I think that's really the way to deck build in general. Like don't build your deck to not brick, build your deck to win. Because if you don't brick but you can't win, you still lose. So next there are 3 diagrams. Some dude tried to juice me for diagrams at the event, that sucked. 3 barrages, 3 desires, 1 heritage, and then 3 cyclones. So as for the other spells, I thought this was like just like the perfect lineup. Like of course 3 diagrams, 3 barrages really good. There was a couple times where I drew multiples and I was able to summon a Thoroughblade and then discard the other copy and then draw a card. And that was really good. And I drew into a Desires once. And that was like just insane. Like it's ridiculous being able to do that. Desires was amazing all day. I never banished anything that I was worried about banishing. I think there was one time I banished like all my True Draco stuff, but that's fine because I was playing an ABC deck, so it didn't matter. And Cyclone is just perfect for that format. Not so good now because against Spirals you can't really target anything, but it was good then.
That one super pot of desires.
What?
That one punter's higher as a super.
Super?
Or whatever, never mind.
Ultra. Yeah, you tried to call me out.
Well, they're still mismatching.
You tried to call me out on that shit. For the traps, I only played 4. 2 dimensional barriers and 1 return and 1 apocalypse. Barrier was okay. So like before all formats, so that I played ABCs every week of that entire format, and for that entire format I played 3 barrier. And every single weekend I would play against True Draco and get mopped because I would always draw this or 2 of these. And so I finally decided to just play 2, and it worked out very, very well because I didn't hardly draw it all day, so that was good. Like in theory it's great against pendulums, but you don't need it to beat pendulums, and you just lose against True Dracos if you have it. So it was alright.
I feel like you have a bad matchup against True Draco with this deck, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas the pendulum matchup was easier if you just like banished their scales.
Yeah, exactly. Like ABC, or what was I saying? Yeah, True Dracos is just such a hard matchup. And it does help now that we have the True Draco cards because like they still have trouble answering Masterpiece too. So if I can summon Masterpiece and protect with like a diagram, they're gonna have trouble getting over that too. And so a lot of times I wasn't even trying to summon ABC Buster Dragon against them. I was just trying to just like stick a Masterpiece on board and take advantage of the Heritage being able to draw. Because you could destroy their stuff and then draw off Heritage. And so that really helped a lot in that matchup, and that came up too when I played them that weekend. As for the rest of the traps, I never used Apocalypse's like effect or Returns effect. So they were really literally just tributes cards, so they did what they were supposed to do.
Fair enough.
So that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, 3 Buster Dragons, of course. 1 Link Spider, because we played Gofu. 1 Ib. 2 Proxy Dragons. 1 Decode Talker. So before I was playing 2 Decode Talkers, it really came down to the second Proxy or the second Decode. And it was actually a pretty tough choice, but I realized that I don't necessarily need to summon Decode Talker because I can just summon this in the extra monster zone a lot of times. Like normally you're just making Decode so you can summon to your main monster zone, but I felt that this came up a little bit more throughout the combos because I'm playing Gofu. Like, even if you don't make this with Gofu, you need Proxy Dragon because sometimes you're just making a Ningirisu. And so when you're doing the Gofu play, you can either make this or you can make this, but I felt like in a situation where I saw 2 Gofus, I had 1 Proxy for each one. And this combo also requires an Ib. So really I played this ratio just in case I see multiple Gofus, or if I don't draw Gofu at all, then I would just use these probably, and like that would be fine. Like I never needed the second Decode unless my board got broken, and we were just never getting our board broken. 1 Firewall Dragon. For the Xyzes, 1 Gear Gigant, 1 Direwolf, 1 Tsukiyomi, Tornado Dragon, and the only Zoodiac Xyz I played was Borbo because I wanted to attack my opponents directly, and that happened a lot. That was actually pretty good.
Fun fact, I was at this regional and got my invite, and my second loss, the dude was playing Zoodiacs, and he Borboed me for game.
Borbo is good.
You did that to someone too, right?
Yeah, I equipped a Thoroughblade and a Whiptail and attacked direct for 28. Like he soul charged for 5, and I was like,
game.
Cool, 28 direct. So that was actually pretty awesome. Firewall also won me a lot of games because with this deck, the way I really played it was like going first. Of course, you want to make an unbreakable board. You want to make your Decode, your Buster. You tag out, they can't kill you on your next turn. You kill them. But going second, what I really wanted to do is like, whenever your opponent has like just 1 monster, you can kill them very, very easily. Because if you just have Decode, Buster, and like any of the, like anything with at least, I think 1700 attack, 17 or 1800 attack, which is like, you know, all of these, then you just like banish their 1 monster and attack direct with whatever is here, and then that's game. And so there were so many games where I was just able to do that going second, like just banish their 1 monster and then clear their board. Or there was one game where the guy, this was round 9, and round 9 I just summoned a, what was it? It was Firewall, Buster Dragon, and I think Ib. And like he maxes me, he draws a bunch of cards, and I was like, oh wait, I can just kill you. Because this is like, let's see, this is 55, 65, 70 something. I forgot, I summoned something else. But I used the firewall to like bounce his monster and kill him. So that was pretty cool. For the not extra deck, but the side deck, I borrowed a lot of the cards, so I don't have everything with me. But I actually didn't use my side deck that often. Like, I actually sided horribly for this event. And so the side deck for this doesn't really matter too much. It really depends on your local meta. And also the fact that the format's different, so Spirals are out now, so you have to change it. But I sided 2 cherries, and it was okay. I never drew it though. 2 system downs that I never used. Sorry, 3 system downs. I sided 2 anti-spells at the event, but one was borrowed. I sided 2 magnet reverses that I never even sided into the deck, because this card's terrible. I sided 1 Raigeki, and then I should probably like proxy these somehow. So it was 2 anti-spells, 2 solemn strikes, and I think there was something else. I don't remember. I didn't go into my side deck very much at all. Like, I just beat people with the main deck. It was, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, 3 Chaos Trap Holes. That card was actually good. That was the only card in the side deck that was actually good. Nothing else ever came up at all. But that's the deck. I went 7-2. I got 18th place. I just wanted to share this deck profile with you guys because, like, I mean, I think I did pretty well with it, going 7-2 out of 9 rounds. It was like 400 people, and my only losses were like literally outside of my control. I don't think I misplayed at all. And so I really felt that this was a deck that if you can play well, you can have really good results with it, but you just have to play well and not make any mistakes. And that's also the same thing right now. So even if the format's different, Spirals are the new best deck. You can still play rogue decks like ABC and other decks. You just can't make mistakes. You just have to play well and build your deck to beat them. But also, I mean, I was playing like so many different engines. Like I was playing like True Draco cards. I was playing, of course, the ABC stuff. There were Zoodiacs in the deck. There's Symphonic Warriors. There's Gofu, like gadgets. There were just so many different things going on in this deck, and it just worked out perfectly. Like, they never conflicted. The deck was built very well, I thought, because it doesn't really matter. Like I said before, it's like as long as you draw an extender and hanger, then it doesn't quite matter what else is in your hand. So even if you brick, as long as you draw extenders and hanger. So like, let's see. I just want to take them all out and show you guys how many of everything it is. I also considered Pot of Desires like a starter card. Let's see, and this can be the brick pile, the pile of bricks over here. Let's see, Gofus. Yeah, all these are bricks. This isn't quite a brick, these are good cards, but pretty much as long as you opened up, let's see, Barrage, 3 Gofus, 4 gadgets, guitar, and then diagram with either masterpiece or like a heritage, that's good. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 11, like 14 extenders. So you're very likely to draw them. And then you have 9 copies of hanger, and then 3 copies of desires to get you to your hanger. And so you're very likely to draw one of each card, like one of these, one of these. Any of them is like a good hand, I would say. And so the deck was very, very consistent despite it being 46 cards, despite it having like literally a stack of bricks in the deck. It still played out very well. And so I'm very happy with how it did, and I'm probably going to continue playing it into the next format. Of course, I'm going to play a little bit of Spirals, but I'm still going to continue playing ABCs for fun and maybe at like regional level events, things like that, because I do enjoy playing it. If I were to make any changes to this, I would honestly probably just add Destrudo and Dragon Ravine. Like, probably not even take anything out.
That card's like crazy in this deck.
Honestly, I don't like it that much. I felt that I won a lot of my matchups because I could OTK opponents. Like, because I was able to like clear 1 or 2 monsters and put 8,000 on board, that was how I won most of the games. But because you, or at least when using Destrudo, you're making Dragon, what's it called, Ancient Fairy Dragon, and you're losing your battle phase. And so it's like, it doesn't matter that you're able to make a Buster Dragon if you can't kill them, like, because if I just tag out with a Buster, Spirals will kill me. Like, they will literally kill me through all 3 pieces, easy. Easy. And so, I just don't think that's correct right now. I mean, it's not bad, but it's certainly not good. And another problem is that all the hand traps being played. Like at this event, people weren't playing Droll, of course, but they were playing Ash. And like playing through Ash is fine, playing through Ogre is fine, even Cherries is fine. But playing through Droll and one of those is really hard because you have like Terraforming, they Droll that sucks. If they Droll your Hanger, then you can't use B later on, so that sucks. Like hand traps really hurt ABCs. And so I'm not quite sure yet how to make this deck good post spirals, but Destrio is one way because it makes you more consistent going first. But otherwise, I'm not too sure. So I'll probably update you guys soon. So if you enjoyed this, like this video, subscribe to the channel for when I do update the deck. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Remember that time, those cerulean tides set fire